Rising from the deepest swamps of the Iron Kingdoms, the Blindwater congregation marches forth to drown the world in blood and death for their master, their newly anointed demigod. Comprised of savage Gatorman tribes, as well as Bogtrogs and Croaks subjugated to the congregation's will, the Blindwater congregation stands as a primal force spawned in an older, more sinister age, one in which the powers of death and bloodshed were freely embraced. And indeed, among the terrifying ranks of the Blindwater congregation walk the dead. Bloated and distended, the Gatorman husk is a creeping, crawling testament to the gruesome command Gatorman mystics possess over death itself. Reanimated by the Bokor's dark magic, the dead flesh of the chosen Gatorman is then stuffed to bursting with all manner of vicious bugs and insects indigenous to the Gatorman's swampy home. Within their macabre sack, these trapped insects seethe and wriggle, becoming increasingly agitated, until some inevitable battlefield trauma releases the swarm to vent its fury upon anyone unfortunate enough to be nearby. Another undead creation of the insidious Bokors, the Gatorman Soul Slave is bound to serve its warlock master well beyond death. Its decaying flesh and bones are imbued with potent stores of arcane power that its master can call upon during battle, granting the warlock the ability to perform magical feats far greater than his mortal skills allow. The only thing Gatormen love more than fighting is feasting, but in their uniquely vile way, they have actually found a method to combine both passions. Boiling and writhing with unnatural energies, the Boil Master and Spirit Cauldron blur the line between who is master and who is servant. In practice, it is the Boil Master who summons forth and binds the tormented spirits of the Spirit Cauldron. Yet, one need only see the malevolent spirits writhe and spit their fury upon the battlefield to know it is the Boil Master who truly serves his cauldron, taking every opportunity to stoke the spirit with the fresh corpses that empower its foul magics. As the power and influence of the Blindwater congregation has grown, so too has its dominance over lesser species that call the swamp home. Croak trappers have become a common sight, using their agility and skill with a net to trap and ensnare their foes, who become easy prey for the Croak's bloodthirsty masters. Even some Croaks have managed to carve out notoriety among the congregation. Most notably, the powerful conjoined Croak sorcerer, Quack Slickspine, and Gub. Their combined nature allows this creature to handle far more magical strain than other shamans of their race, a trait they employ with great mastery, whether to heal their allies, to douse their foes in caustic acids, or to curse their enemies, so even solid ground becomes nigh impossible to traverse. No clearer sign of the Blindwater congregation's ever-growing power is their dominance over the monstrous and terrifying Dracodiles. To the tribes of the Gatormen, Bogtrogs, and Croaks, the Dracodile, a reptile of immense size and ferocity, is the embodiment of their deity's essence. This primordial creature is capable of altering the ground around it to fetid swampland and spitting forth vile, corrosive acid that burns the sight from those affected. It continually stalks the battlefield with an endless hunger for living, bloody flesh. As fearsome as the Dracodile are the congregation's leaders, a peerless hunter and one of the few Gatormen to have mastered the use of the hunting rifle. Longchops is as effective taking his prey down from afar with his heavy forge lock as he is ending a victim's life up close with his powerful jaws. Having achieved the first stage of his godhood, the ancient Gatorman Bokor, Barnabas, has become a living avatar of Kosk. His beating heart still visible within his rent chest, Barnabas commands power over death and the spirit world with absolute authority. At his will, nearby spirits stir and imbue the carnage of death that follows in his wake with unliving malice, ready to strike at his command. With a mere thought, he can send the world around him spinning into the blackness of the grave, or summon forth burning blood to rain down upon his foes. But most terrifying of all is his mastery over the ritual power of death, for in his elevated state, all followers of the Blindwater congregation are little more than fuel for his next dark ascension.